After all this time, I think it's time for us to redefine what success actually means. Because currently, how things are going, and not even currently, even when I was a child, I always wondered about why are schools run this way? Why are jobs run this way? And even though, yes, the structure does make it where, hey, I know where I need to be at what time and what I need to accomplish, I didn't want to be just working my time away. I didn't want to just end up settling. Because even during then, I think I had like an innate thought about that this cannot be it. It can't be you are going to school from like 8 to 3, Monday through Friday, and all you do is you switch that to a job of going from 8 to 5, so the time is actually extended. And if you're lucky, you make it to your golden years where you can retire and finally live the life that you wanted. I At first I didn't want that. I did end up conforming to what the world defined as success, which is of course you need to hustle and grind. Oh, you can sleep when you're dead. You got to do as much as you can right now so that way you can do what you want in the future. And all that brought me was burnout, losing my mind, and not knowing who I was in the mirror. And how many of us are at that point where we come to realize we have been running on this hamster wheel, thinking if we ran faster, if we just make it to this next goal, if we just push through this one career, get this other certification, get this other degree, it's going to make it worthwhile. But then you find out that the hamster wheel, more effort doesn't mean more progress. It just means exhaustion. It just means your life energy being extracted. To accomplish what? To get more materials, to be able to get more external validation, to fill a void that you don't really understand why it's there. And after getting put into the psych ward and burning myself out and it taking years to getting my health back on track, that's both mentally, physically, spiritually, I found that I didn't want to carry on. I decided not to carry on because that way of success literally led almost to my death. And I'm wondering how many others are thinking they have all the time in the world to keep putting off what they truly deem as success. But they're just settling because they think that dream is too hard, that desire that they truly want to do, or that talent that they have that they've enjoyed doing since they were a child, but people ended up putting words into their heads that became seeds in their heart of you're not good enough. Oh, well, that's funny. Oh, you can't make a living off of that. And as I was saying, it's being forced to conform. And my younger self wasn't like that. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to retire early so I could do what I wanted. And then come to the realization, running on the hamster wheel is not it. Getting off the hamster wheel is truly it. To be able to go out and actually explore, to be able to actually learn what true success actually means. And what I have found is something completely unexpected going through that process. That process of reflecting back on my life. The process of that my life was almost cut short because I was trying to do what a capitalistic society wants you to do. They want to extract as much energy and productivity out of you. That's why they're like, hustle and grind. Get up at 5 a.m. You can sleep when you're dead. Time management. Oh, if you're not here by this age, you're a failure. Yeah. No, not I'm not going to be going into the mindset that I always have to be on. I always have to be doing something. I always have to be in a rush. I have to make sure that every minute of every single one of my days is accounted for and make sure that it's being productive, it's being efficient. And then you're just burnt out. You get to the point where you don't want to wake up in the morning. You get to the point where you don't want to go to the job anymore. You don't want to do anymore. And even the stuff that you used to enjoy doesn't even bring, doesn't even, you don't even have the energy for it. It's not, don't even try to get the fun. You don't even have the energy to even try to accomplish it. And now coming closer now to just being a few days away from my 40th birthday. Yay. I'm like, you know what? This next act that I'm going into for this part of my story, part of the book that is life, I'm not doing it that way anymore. I'm going to be bold about it. I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to be creative and generous while I'm doing it. And actually live based off my talents. I'm not going to be hustling and grinding. I'm going to be resting and taking my time. I have, during this time of recovery of being forced to rest, thank you to the Most High for that. He knows. I know, like, when you're in it, you are thinking, okay, this is a sucky situation. Why am I doing this? Da 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 da. Why am I being forced to do this? But when you're able to just look back on it and reflect, you're like, okay, that was working for my good. So being forced to sit down and rest, I came to like, oh, hustling is not the way. And it's even there. It's like hustling. You're always on. You're always running about. You don't have time to spin with your thoughts. You don't have time to slow down. You don't have time to breathe and be able just to take in the moment. And when I started realizing, hey, I can take my time. And here's the thing, I've always naturally kind of been a slow person, and that's been frowned on. Even though my work spoke for itself, I would be months ahead of my processes in any job I was doing, where it kind of pissed off my leadership a bit because they're like, this shouldn't even be possible. You work so slow that you shouldn't be able to be months, like a months ahead. But that's the other thing. Our culture here in the West is always like, hey, you got to be able to multitask. Multitasking is a lie. And that's the other thing that got the Mac. I was like, I don't multitask. Multitasking, no. I know there's studies on it. I don't have them on the top of my head, but they even prove that you have your attention divided, which you're not really accomplishing anything. It's better for you just to focus on one task, make sure that task gets done correctly. That's a big thing, correctly. And knowing that you don't have to go back and redo work. Maybe you have to make some tweaks, but you don't have to go and like make major corrections because you took your time with it. And then you move on to the next one. That's how I've always worked. And it's always made some of my leadership that I worked for pissed off because they're thinking this shouldn't be working. Everybody is multitasking, but everybody that was multitasking was falling behind. Why? This person who is slow and just focusing on one thing is getting ahead of everyone. And at this point, I'm done hiding. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to rest. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to slow down and enjoy more moments, enjoy more days instead of wishing them away. Because every time, this always happened on Monday, especially when it got on to Wednesday, when people were like, I I can't wait till it's Friday. I can't wait till it's Friday. And I'm thinking, you are literally wishing your time away. Is that really what we're at now? We're at the point where we're just trying to live for the weekend. 2 days out of 7. We're just, and depending on what job you have, you may not even have those 2 days. You may only have one, if any. And I'm thinking, you're wishing your time away just so you can have like this 1 day or 2 day of respite. And when you start getting sick, when you're like breaking down because, of course, you're not giving your body time to be able to rest, to recover from all the work you did. And you're trying to talk to your bosses or to like your leadership and try to explain to them, hey, I need some time off. Like trying to, I like how one person said it. Oh, I'm going to like mess up her name. It's Glow-Metastic. Trying to explain your humanity to other people when it's like, I would think that you being human, you would have empathy that, hey, I'm just not on today. I would like to just have a mental health day or a sick day or just a spiritual health day. And having that ability, and that's all thanks to the Most High, it's like to be able to not have to wake up at a super early hour. Because I'm a night owl. I've never been a morning person. I've always been a night owl. So not having to wake up like at 4, 5, or 6 o'clock in the morning. And being able to wake up naturally in the morning. To be able to actually like stay up late and do some of my work in the quiet of the night when everybody is sleeping. When I went back to work, just like temporarily, because I thought, okay, I just need to have like a little bit of like extra disposable income. This was my last one. After having freedom and then going back to restriction. Yeah, no. It's literally once you get the taste of freedom, okay, what do I have to do to keep this? Yeah, does it require a lot of more work? Does it require that you are daily having to rely on the Most High to get you through it? Like, hey, his daily provision and trusting that, hey, he led you in the right place. Because for me, he literally told me, okay, you're done. You're not doing corporate America anymore. You're not working for anybody anymore. I got you. And I even asked for a sign on that too. That to make sure it was him, making sure like, hey, am I hearing you correctly? I'm like, I'm going to have to be like Gideon. I won't be as extensive, but I need something that's telling me, okay, this is what you want me to do. I want to make sure. And he in less than like 8 hours, because I said it before I went to bed, before I had to like go to work in the morning. Like, hey, you know your daughter, you know how I am. Let me know that this is you and that you want me to go and do this. I'm like, I'm literally leaving these safety nets. And literally as soon as I go to bed and I wake up and my alarm goes off in the morning, I have tons of missed calls. And I find out that weirdly enough, all of this revolves around death. Showing that life is so short, that it's a vapor, that why would you want to wish it away? Why would you want to be doing stuff that doesn't inspire you, that doesn't use your talents, that brings you joy just to be able to do it? He created us in his image to be creators. So if you're not creating anything, of course it's going to feel like, okay, I'm just going through the motions and not feeling like I'm accomplishing anything. The hamster wheel that I was talking about, right? Well, the first incident was I found that my older brother got hospitalized. He was in not the ICU, it's like the step down from it. I forgot what the name of that unit is. And his was, I forgot what it was. It was something with his kidneys, like they weren't processing everything correctly. So they were like flushing his system out, trying to get them to work correctly. He did fully recover. It took like a week and a half. It's like, I don't know the medical term for it, but I have seen it before, like in the military. It's actually something that's a little bit common because, of course, you have to stay in shape. It's something that deals with like you take too much pre-workout but you don't go work out, so it builds up. So when you finally do work out, like a week or two later, yeah, all that just ends up flushing your system and your kidneys can't keep up. So I knew he was going to be all right. He's only like a year and a half older than me. I'm like, you're healthy. I've seen this before in my military career. They're going to flush your kidneys as much as possible, and you'll be back in like 2 weeks. And about that time, he was fine. Of course, it was like touch and go during that time, which was normal. And I went and visited him. Well, the second call, all these calls happened at the same time, by the way, y'all. The second call was my uncle was in the ICU at the same hospital as my brother. He had another like heart attack. So after I went to visit my brother, I went to go visit him next. And yeah, it was very obvious that once I got into the room, because this is not his first time having like a heart attack and going into the hospital. He's been doing it. He's been in that kind of condition for like 10 years, but he always like bounced back. So it's like I knew the signs, like, okay, he'll probably bounce back after this. No, as soon as I got into his room, I came to the realization he was not going to bounce back from this. I knew that this was going to be the year for him. This was the last year, if he even made it to the end of the year. And this is all happening at the end of January of 2025. And then I got another call that my other uncle had passed away from liver cancer. So his liver cancer finally, after 5 years, came back and he ended up dying. All this happened on the same day. As soon as I woke up, I had all these calls. One in the hospital, another one in ICU, and another one dead. When I even told my bosses, they even looked at me like, wait, all of that happened? Literally within an hour of each other? Yes, as soon as I woke up, this happened. I told them, and I even let them know, hey, also too, I'm letting you guys know this is my 2-week notice. Of course, they were taken aback by that, thinking, wait, why would you put a 2-week notice in over this? It's like, you might be being too hasty about it and everything else. And I thought, well, I'll take the FMLA and then the other paid leaves for this, which added up to about 2 weeks. And I told them, I'll let you know my decision by then. And I went and, of course, visited my uncle, visited my brother. My other uncle, I wasn't really able to make it because they literally already said they knew it was coming, so they were already prepared just to get the service done and over with. So there was no way I was going to make it there in time. I was in a completely different state. So when that happened, I told the Most High, okay, it's you. It's me just depending on you. Because apparently this is not the way to actual success. And this is not the way to actually live. So after I put that notice in for the past year and a half, the Most High has been sustaining me and my family. Even though a lot of the times the math don't math. Like it's literally going month to month. And I'm thinking, whoa, okay. Another month in my business, another month of doing this, another month of redefining what wealth is, like what wealth is, what provision is, what success is, and what actually living is. And I don't ever want to go back. To be able to, when I'm feeling sick, just to be like, hey, I'm just going to stay in the bed a little bit longer because I'm sick, or my period's acting up, or one of my chronic illnesses is acting up. I don't have to call somebody and let them know. I just let my husband know, like, hey, I'm having a flare up. I'm going to take it easy today. I'm going to like grab my stuff and get myself comfy. Or even when it's just randomly, I'm like, it's a really gorgeous day on like a Tuesday. Let me go take my dogs out to go hiking or go to the coast. So the beach here for the Pacific Northwest, we call it the coast. And being able just to like, oh, I don't gotta really actually be anywhere. I get to make my own schedule. I get to be able to do stuff that I enjoy, such as creating a podcast. I never thought I would be here for that. Of creating a community where all the information, because as you guys can see, I always have tons of books if you're looking at the video version of this, but I have tons of books. I always wanted to have a library in my house. So it's like, oh, that is a success. And the thing about it is that going back to just my inner child, to when I was younger, and I'm thinking I'm not accomplishing everything that I thought I would accomplish. And I just did like a journal entry for like, okay, what if I was talking to my younger self, my like 8-year-old self? What would she end up being like saying if we were having a discussion together? And when I came to the realization that I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, it's like, I have a house out in the country. And she's like, wait, we have a house out in the country? I'm like, yeah. She's like, so that means I can play loud music and movies and the neighbors won't get mad and the cops won't get called to this? I'm like, no, that the neighbors are not close by. There's been times I've watched movies at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with surround sound with the bass. And yes, if we were in a regular neighborhood or an apartment, yeah, definitely would have got the cops called on us. It's like, awesome. And then I went like, yeah, and then I even like created an office. Wait, I have my own room? It's like, you have your own rooms. It's like, what? I'm not sharing with anyone? It's like, I share with my husband. Wait, you're married? Yeah. I thought we didn't believe in love. Stuff changed, and I'm shocked about that too, to be truthfully honest. Story for another day. Yeah. Never say never to the Most High. That's all I'm going to say for anyone out there. It's like, his timing is not our time. I was like, yeah. And I'm like, and I have my own office that's a library. And she's like, we have a library? I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, wait, does that mean we have our own books? Yeah. They're not just from the library that I have to go and return. They're like our books. Yeah. So that means you go to the bookstore. Yeah. So I can buy any book I want? Yeah. No one's going to tell me no? No. And I'm like, yeah, and then it's in the office that's painted world purple. Wait, we have a room that's painted in our favorite color? I came to the realization. I'm like, yeah, we have a room that's in world purple. And she's like, and we have our own house that we're not going to get kicked out of, ever. Like, no. It's like, most I've been providing each and every month. And yeah, it's a place that you get to always stay. You don't got to move or be in a shelter or be homeless or wondering if this current unstable situation is going to stay long enough for you to find a way out. It's ours. And she just had the biggest smile on her face. And I came to the realization that is success. To be able to take a moment to slow down and appreciate everything you have. Because you're living in an answered prayer that your past self was praying for. Yes, did it take time? Yes, did the process suck? I'm like, I know the Most High said, consider all joy as you go through trials and tribulation. That doesn't mean that it ain't gonna suck. It's like, okay, we're in the messy middle. I want to get out of the messy middle already and, go get to the goal. It doesn't work that way. And I know when you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, okay. But that's the thing. You find out that he's been holding you the whole time. He's been listening to you the whole time. He's like, I got you. Just depend on me. And that's one of the things I've been learning throughout this year and a half of refining myself, of being able to redefine what success looks like. To be doing work I actually enjoy, that I don't wish my time away. And I give that all to him. It's because just the day-to-day of working within some of these anxieties, they just want to extract your energy. They want to take your life energy. They want to take your time. And then when you get to the golden years, whatever, how much time you may have left, they're like, okay, here's a few years. Do what you may with them before it's time for you to walk out of this life. And as I said, I'm glad that the Most High showed me, you have another choice. You can choose life and life more abundantly. So you know what? 40 ain't too late. And I say that to everybody else that thinks that their age, it's too late for them to be going after their dream, after their desire. Because, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget who this is from. But, like, if I ever find them, I'll make sure to credit them for it. But he ended up saying, you have 5 talents living a 2-talent life. Meaning, you were made for more than what you currently are going through. You were made for more than for whatever you're selling. And that's something I had to come to the realization, is that the Most High doesn't want us to settle. He has plans to prosper you. He's like, why would you want what the world has, when if you're with me, you're like a tree planted with endless water. I didn't understand that before I gone on this journey. Now that, like I said, I've been a year and a half into it, about to hit 40, which is an age I didn't think I would make. That's how bad my health was. Like I said, hallelujah to him. He really does sustain you. He really wants you to live abundantly. And for you to realize what that is, yes, you're going to have to go through some stuff so that way you can literally consider it all joy as you're going through these trials and these tribulations. Because it's what builds you. It's what makes you appreciate each and every moment that you're in. Because this moment is all you have. And also, too, it's like, as I said, I'm going into the next act in my life. And I'm truly, truly looking forward to it. Because those 3 signs he gave me showed me, you don't have, here, not even that. You have all the time in the world and then no time in the world. And what I mean about that is, you have all the time that you ever need in your life. But then you don't have all the time in the world. Because what you do is you keep putting off. You keep saying someday. Or you end up settling like, okay, I'll settle for what I currently have because this is the best it's going to get. But then when you get to the end of that line, you're going to wonder and look back and think, why didn't I go for it? Why didn't I try to be more of my 5-talent self instead of my 2-talent self? So yes, I will keep showing up here. I will keep posting about faith and life and business and how that just intertwines. And how it gives you energy, how you are able to take your time, and by taking your time, you accomplish so much more. What actual real success truly is. To be able just to be in peace and joy, a sound mind, regardless of what's going on. So, everyone, please take this as your sign to take some time to reflect. find some time to be able to truly think about what you truly want for your future. Because as I said, you have all the time in the world, but then you don't have all the time in the world. Someday will take your dreams to the grave. So, everyone, stay blessed. Oh, I did a pretty long one this time. Ah. Yeah, I love this.